plugged up into this. Oh my god, dude. Do you know how baked I am right now? I just thought that cat was entering my room.
I was like, wait, what?
Dude, that freaked me the fuck out for a second. Dude, he just sounded like your average villain. He did nothing spectacular, nothing.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
we're going to kill them. We are evil.
Yeah.
Imagine a clan of a whole bunch of people that could open the 8 gates. Imagine if there was just a clan of like Guy and Rock Lee's just running around just like the Uchiha and the Uzumaki and the Dude, the ulcer under my tongue was so fucking huge like 4 or 5 days ago. I couldn't, like, it made my whole right side of my mouth numb. I mean, not numb, like swollen. Cause remember the deep cleaning shit I told you about and how it got like infected and it swelled up.
Right.
Well, well, the ulcer being literally like it's under my tongue right here, and the swollen shit is right there.
Tongue?
It's under my tongue to the right. So anytime I move anything, it hurts. Like it's hurting right now as we fucking speak. Like it's killing me.
The only time I get those is when I like bite like my lip really hard or like I'm fucking with it. For whatever reason, like where I burn it and then it start fucking with it.
Yeah, I don't eat like what the I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I don't eat like trash.
I don't know.
I'm not like not brushing my teeth. I'm like the healthiest, like orally I'm the healthiest I've ever been.
Morally. What about morally?
Morally and orally. Oh, I want to say a quick before we get started. I want to say a quick prayer for FL Studio to please get us through this episode. Please, we've tried. Yes, please. And a quick little what is it? Fucking we went with West 16 or was it 15 that got fucked? No. 15 was Valentine's. 16
no, wait. 14 was Valentine's. This should be 15, I think, right?
Oh fuck me, dude. I'm pretty sure you're
the only reason I remember
100%
really is
right.
because I feel like I remember being like, Valentine's, 14th episode, 14th day of February. Haha, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just I keep seeing Weebing with West 15, Weebing with West 15, and I keep forgetting that we failed that fucking recording. It fucked up first, and then I couldn't do it because the day that I contacted you was the day that it was I had to stay in bed almost fucking all day. I was swishing with salt water and doing that that mouthwash or whatever. Like it was pain to the point where I just don't want to do anything. I'm just like fuck that, bro. But anyway, on a lighter note, it's all better now. Since I got we're not sponsored by this company, but this really helped me. It's just like some shit for canker sores. It's just like a mouthwash that like foams up and really like disinfects the area. And it burns like fuck whenever you're swishing it around, but it feels so good after.
Yeah,
and it's
probably
like
cleans it out, I would imagine.
Huh?
I said probably cleans it out. That's usually whenever I have one and I'm cleaning it out, usually that's when it burns.
Yeah, I'm like, please let it burn.
Really gets fucked under your tongue.
Dude, I'm like, please, anywhere else, bro. Please.
Yeah, I've never had one there, so I can't.
God, it's.
They already suck enough just being like somewhere around here, wherever like I bit my lip.
I don't know if you can see it.
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
It's like that red thing right there.
I think I can see it.
It's small right now, but 3 days ago it was like a fucking snake. Dude, it looked disgusting. I'm like, what am I doing wrong with my body, bro? What the fuck? But apparently my grandma got them and my dad got them like pretty regularly in their mouth.
Huh. Oh, they got it pretty regularly in their mouths, huh?
Yeah.
I got you. Say no more.
Bro. I don't know, bro, but I got some sugar-free sweet tea right now. It only has caffeine in it, and it tastes fucking dank. It's Milo's. I don't know if you remember Milo's.
Yeah. I personally didn't really like. So Milo's, I feel like is love or hate. I've met so many people that swear by Milo's, but I personally don't really like it.
I love it. It's not too
I don't
sweet.
know.
It's not too unsweet, and it doesn't have any sugar in it. It probably has chemicals that are equally as bad as sugar, but it doesn't have sugar, and that's cause sugar really sugar hurts my fucking teeth because like it I don't have like the enamel or whatever or the
Mhm.
salivary whatever to wash away shit. So whenever something is like highly sugarated, I just made that word up. Then I feel it like all
Sure.
inside my gums. And with this shit, I don't feel it, and it gives me fucking energy, and it doesn't taste. It's not like 10 out of 10 sweet tea. I would much rather homemade
Right.
sweet tea, But I would
Yeah.
say it's like a 7.5 out of 10 on the sweet tea scale.
So
My
I usually
grandma's
do.
sweet tea 10 out of 10 because she puts like pounds of sugar in it, and like
That's the
lemon
pure
and
Southern sweet tea right there.
yeah.
You gotta have like murky ass, looking ass tea.
Yeah, dude, you take one sip
Barely
of it and you're like,
sugar.
whoa, dude,
Uh,
that's what's behind my guy's eighth gate is Southern sweet tea.
Just chugs like a gallon of it and then just goes.
Guy Sensei, don't do it! Don't open the eighth gate. He sees he has like a Lipton sweet tea bag.
You'll have a heart attack.
Fuck, dude, what I was gonna do. Wait, I'll figure shit out for next episode, but I was gonna play the guy fight. I was gonna discuss that with you.
Okay.
So
I mean, it's a phenomenal fight. I'm all for it.
I can't get out of this. I don't want to mess anything up. I wish I could show it on here, but I've only seen it once, and me just rewatching it again would be like a first reaction because I was so hyped. I'm gonna go back and watch it. So welcome to Weebing with Wes, episode number 16, as a formal introduction. And soon I'm gonna get that Rodecaster plugged up into this. Oh my god, dude! Do you know how baked I am right now? I just thought that cat was entering my room.
I was like, wait, what?
Dude, that freaked me the fuck out for a second.
You probably came in here to get this. Fucking loves this shit.
Dude, I forgot what I was saying, bro. That scared the shit out of me.
There he goes. The mascot.
Dude, it's because both of our rooms are white. And like, I just glanced to the right, and usually Lib is moving to the right of my screen. And then the cat just entered, and I'm like, whoa, dude, I don't have no white cat, bro.
It's like a fucking demon or something coming to get you. Don't worry about it. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, dude, fuck. Dude, I think my camera quality on this Logitech has gotten shittier on Discord. The last 2 episodes, it's been fuzzy. But whenever I go on OBS, it's crystal clear.
I wonder if there's like a setting in Discord, maybe. We'll have to look at it after the episode or something. And see.
Yeah. But
So are we gonna?
I wanted to
watch this
discuss. Well, I can't share my screen because I don't want to. I don't want to stop the recording.
What we could do is you could just play it on YouTube, and I could play it on my screen on YouTube, and you could just add it in and post. I assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can add it in and post any time. I have the video ready. But the scene that I wanted to really the scene that I had pulled up was whenever he puts his fucking hand on the ground. Whenever Madara and dude, I know you probably like the sub better, but I love Guy's voice and the dub and Madara's voice and the dub, especially whenever he's like, let's come get some, Guy. I'm like, whoa, and then
Madara sounds like dubbed. I don't even know if I've ever heard Madara dubbed, but my Guy actually isn't that bad dubbed personally. Although
I started disliking a lot of,
I do like his subbed or Japanese voice actor more, but I think the dubbed does a perfectly good job at it. So
yeah, I started disliking a lot more dub voices as it went on, but like I'm so far into it, I might as well just finish it out. And dude, it'd be like a new watch through, watching it in sub.
My issue with dubbed is 2 things. A, I feel like the English voice actors just don't get into it as much. It doesn't feel as... It feels like they're B-tier actors, essentially. When a lot of the actors in Japan feel like A-list actors. And that's how good they are.
Right.
So that's my primary gripe, but there are definitely voice actors, English voice actors out there that are pretty good. So
see, and those voice actors are the only reason why I stick with it, because I agree with you. it's only a few characters that really get into it, but like all the rest of them are just like, dude, I heard some of the third child to the mother, whatever her name is,
Oh, yeah.
the third child, his voice was so god awful. It made me almost want to switch to the sub version
You're
that
talking
late and
about
ship it in.
Kaguya, I
Yeah,
assume?
yeah, 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 yeah. Dude, he just sounded like your average villain. He
Yeah.
did nothing spectacular, nothing.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
we're going to kill them. We are evil.
yeah,
Like it was just
yeah,
that.
it's just bad sometimes, man. Some of them are just bad. But
Yeah.
that being said, there are some good ones. So the other issue that I have with dub is because it's English, I'm much more easily able to recognize those voice actors' voices. For
Right.
example, when I first started watching anime back in like middle school or elementary school, whatever it was, uh, I started to recognize, like from show to show, there were like a few good voice actors that you could just recognize their voices, and you would just be
Right.
like, "Oh man, it's that character from that show," and it would kind of take you out of it a little bit because you're like, all you can think about every time you hear that voice is whatever character you heard them play first. Like
Right.
one of the, let me see, I'm trying to think, Vic Mignogna. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right, but I remember him specifically. I started recognizing his voice everywhere. He was in like Full Metal Alchemist. I think he was in both of them actually, but he was in like Full Metal Alchemist. He was in fucking Vampire Knight. He was in Naruto. He was in some Dragon Ball stuff. I think he was in Geass. This dude has been in like so much different stuff.
Yeah.
But specifically, the two shows that I remember him in were Chrome Shelled Regios and Kenichi, the Mightiest Disciple.
Mm-hmm.
I watched those back in middle school, and I remember just recognizing his voice like instantly anytime I heard him. I was just like, ugh, it just got kind of weird. I don't know. So it wasn't like a one day I was just like, no more dub. It was a slow, gradual like shift to me
Right.
preferring sub.
So
yeah,
you're
anyway.
you're only sub now.
Yeah, I'm only subbed. I don't listen to dub anymore.
So no Dragon
I'm
Ball
not.
Z. No Piccolo and Roshi, bro.
Okay, to be fair, whenever I went back recently and watched Dragon Ball, I did watch it subbed because I watched it dubbed originally. I didn't even know what this sub sounded like, and
Yeah.
they did a pretty good job. Though
Right.
to
But
me, Goku will always be the English dubbed voice actor because that's how I remember him as.
right.
Right. So
I think he's better in dub in my opinion. It's just my only gripe with the DBZ is like that. That I don't know what episode it was, but it just like drilled into my head one moment, and I'm like,
that's so
oh
funny.
my god, stop! I don't know. Maybe I'll get over that, but to be sub 95% of the time is better than dub. I agree, and the only reason why I sticked it out with Naruto is because mainly because just the main characters were so good. I was just like, I can't picture them in another voice unless I do like another watch through to where I'm like, it's like a fresh beginning, and then I'm like, okay, let's start this story over. Because in sub, there's probably like it's probably different dialogue, correct? Like it's more to the
Yeah, it's just as
manga.
different.
Because I feel the
Well,
English is just so dumbed down.
so the dialogue from the manga to the anime definitely changes, but from a sub to dub, it also changes because
Right,
there's a lot of nuance in the Japanese language that you can't really pick up in English.
right,
Like, I'm trying to think of an example. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's like the easiest go-to example is that there's a bunch of different ways to refer to somebody in Japanese that are just like different levels of insulting. Like, this is off the top of my head, so this could be incorrect. But for example, you can say "omae," which is just you, and it's like more casual. And then there's "time," which you might hear like in some Japanese whenever they're angry. They'll go, "Hey, oi, time!"
yeah,
But
yeah.
and they're basically calling you a bastard. And then there's another one where they call you like "o-sama" or something like that, like sarcastically. So they're like sarcastically saying that you think you're better than them or something. Or there's just like a ton of them. There's like a whole
So in like
list of
so
different
is that
ways you
like
can
a
say it.
literary device, like by
It's
itself? Because that's
I
very
don't,
hard
I
to
don't know.
mimic into another language. Like
I don't know if I
those.
would say if it's a literary device. Although that being said, I don't really know off the top of my head what a literary device would be, if I'm being
It's
honest.
like
But
it
essentially, it's
it makes sense in my head.
the only way we can really translate it is by essentially using insults. Like instead of you, we'll say bastard in English. Like if they were to translate that to English, they would probably say bastard or something
Right.
akin to that.
Like, and what really made me think about the comparison discussion that we're having right now, like,
Uh-huh.
I saw, okay, it was Madara, he was laying down, and then, the first Hokage, Hoshirama, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, the two,
Yeah, that's the first. Hoshirama Shinju
yeah,
is
so
the
whenever
first
he was
Hokage.
leaning over and like Madara was like dead because all the shit has been extracted from him, he was like laying on the ground. The Sage Six Paths is like chilling right there,
Yeah.
like blowing some bong rips, just like chilling with
Right,
chilling
right,
with
right. As
Kakashi.
you do when you're the ruler of the moon. You gotta stay
Dude,
on the moon somehow, you know.
that's why he's levitating, man. He's fucking baked, bro. Sage Six Paths gets loaded.
There you go. There you go.
No, but Madara said something. It was just like so corny the way he said it. Hoshiyama was like, "Maybe we can drink again as friends," or no, he said, "Maybe we can drink again as buddies." And then Madara, like with his badass dub voice, he was just like, "Maybe we can as buddies," and it just sounded so corny, like buddies, like maybe like friends, or maybe it's just stuff like that. Like maybe someone just threw that kitty English word in just to dumb it down. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
lot of instances where that happens. I'm like, you could have said something more.
look. I'm telling you, this is gonna sound like super weebish, and that's fine because we're on Weebing with Wes. I'm Wes.
Yeah,
I'm a weeb.
dude.
It's fine. It's
Yeah,
whatever.
dude.
But honestly, some of the things just don't translate. Like some of the phrasing that they have in Japanese, like once you
Yes.
understand like a very like small amount, like I don't understand like hardly any of it, but like I understand like an okay amount.
Like I bet
Uh,
you that scene sounded so much more badass and
right,
sub.
and it sounds like much different, I guess. Like the way they phrase it doesn't sound as lame as often, but that's also probably partially because I think Japanese in general. But you know, it's whatever. I think it's an interesting language in general, and
Yeah,
I've
you're
spent
learning it, aren't you?
yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time studying it, but not to say that I'm any good at it. Let's be clear, I very much suck at it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. But you're taking the
I
first
know like
steps.
a general amount, like
Yeah, so you would
some
consider
recognizable
yourself.
words.
So could you carry on a basic conversation like, "Hey, how are you? I'm doing good. How about yourself?" Like,
So
like just
the
back, like a little
primary
back and forth like that.
I could probably exchange like greetings and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe like there's some canned scenarios that I would be able to handle, but like just a casual conversation like we're having, no way.
Yeah,
especially especially because listening can actually be pretty hard. Where with some enunciation in Japanese, like for example, ra and da sound very similar, but they're two different syllables, I guess you'd call them, and also further than that there's like some sounds in Japanese that are kind of like different than the way English speakers pronounce them. For example, the
mm,
F sound, like when you say F, you notice how you like put your teeth on the bottom of your lip.
F. Yeah,
The F in
F.
Japanese is more of like a blowing, so you're more like poo poo, so you're not touching your teeth to your lips at all.
Dude,
Another
that's
example
so
would be
interesting.
like the R in Japanese is partially between like a D and an L sound. So where you're placing your tongue is actually pretty close to in the middle of where you would place it for those two sounds. I think that's correct. It's la, ra, da, 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 da. Da and ra are like really, really close. So it's kind of hard sometimes to distinguish like what they're saying,
I
essentially.
bet
That's what
I
I'm getting
bet
at.
you would have learned so much with like your basic like introduction knowledge if you're actually in Japan. Because just
Oh
like
yeah, for
sitting
sure.
around, just like at a bus stop or whatever, and just like hearing shit, you'll be like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, I can recognize that. He's using it in that manner. So okay, so that
Right, right.
translates to blah blah blah.
And better yet, you'd actually be able to practice it with native speakers. Whereas
Right.
here, you're going to be hard pressed to find somebody, in the
Yeah,
U.S.
I don't
From
know
Japan.
anybody
I
besides
don't think
you.
I've met a single Japanese person in the U.S. in the
I don't.
25 years that I've lived here.
I've only met Vietnamese, Chinese.
Yeah.
I really don't think I've met a Japanese person.
Speaking of interesting languages, Chinese is also actually really interesting. They are very tonal. So like the way you say words, you'll be saying the same word, but the way you say it will be different. It'll have a completely different meaning.
What about
Chinese
Korean?
to me is just insane. Korean is another interesting one because so you know how Chinese has all those different characters
Yeah,
that are kind
yeah.
of like insanity, and Japanese has them too. They're called kanji, and they're essentially just borrowed Chinese characters. The Koreans were like, "Fuck you guys." One day, some dude just sat down and wrote an entire alphabet, and that's all they use. And it's actually really simple to learn. The issue comes in whenever learning the vocab and stuff, I'm sure. But
Hmm.
this writing system, I mean, itself is actually thought out from
Yeah,
what I
because
understand.
from watching Tiger Belly, Bobby Lee is Korean, so he always
Mm.
just like mimics just like how his mom and dad talked,
So,
and he just said
so
that it was
one,
pretty easy to learn and like grasp as a kid. But I mean, he is
yeah,
actually Korean, and he's actually
yeah,
being
yeah.
brought up in there, you know.
I'm
So
sure it's
it's a
pretty
little,
easy to learn
yeah,
when you're young from your parents. Yeah,
yeah.
but
You're literally brought up with it.
here's a nice little pro tip for you. It's not always useful, or not really like that useful, but there's an easy way to distinguish Chinese from Japanese from Korean, and that Korean has those little circles that are like spacers in their words,
Yeah,
if I recall correctly. And then Japanese is, if you see any hiragana or katakana, there's a very distinct characters that only belong in Japanese or only Japanese use. And then if you see only the, I don't remember what they're called in Chinese, like the Chinese characters, but in Japanese they're called kanji. If you see like just that, you can pretty much assume that it's that's Chinese. So that's the way I tell. And I've actually had people ask me somewhat frequently what language it was, and I've actually been able to tell. So it's I don't know, it's come up every once in a while.
you needed to share the information. You've been practicing it.
I just because everybody always like I've had like you wouldn't think that that would be a question that would come up that often, but it
I
does.
think that
So
would be
whenever somebody asks me that, I always tell them this, so that way they can figure it out for
like
themselves
they would
next
just
time.
ask what's the difference between Korean, Chinese, and Japanese languages, and like how do I
Well,
tell them apart?
usually they would show me like some text or something and be like, "What language is this? I wonder," or something like that,
Oh,
and I'd be like, "Ah, that's Chinese," or "Ah, that's Japanese. See that little like character there? That's hiragana,
oh, then, oh, how do
Chinese."
you
Something like
tell?
that.
And then you're
Right,
like, oh,
exactly.
let me
That's what I would explain.
display my wisdom upon you.
Right, right. The easiest to recognize is Korean by far because their writing system is just so unique compared to the others,
Yeah.
uh, and
Oh God.
more sane. I would say.
Okay. So so the moment in the video, I don't know if you can pull this up. Hold on. The Whenever he puts his hand down and he's going into that last form for that kick. That's what I wanted to show. So do you have that pulled up, sub or dub? It don't matter.
Yeah, let me get to the part in the fight that's at.
Dude, whenever I tell you, bro, I was let's see, it was like 11 or 12, like everybody's like asleep in my place. And then
Mhm.
and then guy puts his fucking hand down on the ground and grasp it. And the way that the anime is, it like made a sound effect, and I'm like, oh, dude, he grabbed the fuck out of that ground, bro. He's about to launch forward, and he turned red, and all that shit is like magma all around his face, and I'm like, this motherfucker ain't shitting around, dude. It's
Okay.
everything I wanted, bro.
Not
I don't know
fucking
how
around.
many times on this podcast I was like, all I'm watching Shippuden for is the guy fight. And even though it was pretty short, which I mean, it can't really be long because of the eight gates. The eighth gate is really for a short amount of fighting because the dude is pretty fucking powerful at that time. So that power isn't meant for long use, you know, because it literally kills you. But like
So
huh?
what is the which scene is it?
It's whenever
Like right when he opens the eighth gate.
no, it's whenever he does that final move, the big kick that he breaks Madara's left side or right side, and
Yeah,
Madara's like, let's fucking play some more. He sounded like a maniac in the dub, dude. He looked all insane. His eyes were like popping out. Let's go for
was this
another
before or
ride.
after? Was this before or after the Kakashi flashback thing?
Right. No, this is okay. Okay, I know where you're at. Um, it's during it. Like they flash back, and then he grips the ground, and then he's about to charge, and then they flash into the flashback again, and then they go back. Which I'll do a whole fucking episode next time on the amount of flashbacks are fucking pissing me off, and the amount of dude, it's unreal. It's like, come on, bro. I know what happened.
What is the line he says? Because I'm struggling to find this part where he's grabbing the ground.
You know that big when it's you know that form where he's like glowing red on all of his face.
Yeah, I know that.
Like the tiger form. It's like skip to where right before he turns into that. Fuck, dude, I had the video all queued up, bro. Fucking FL piece of shit, god damn it. Fun? Yes.
Okay, I'm paused at do you have any other techniques?
yeah, and he's like he acknowledges them.
Guys, dude, this literally looks so funny. Guys sitting in the background like this. Like fucking glowing red, like he's about to, like he's Super Saiyan.
Dude, he's a fucking maniac, bro. I love how he's like right before that, the Kakashi and Guy little flashback, which I skipped through a little bit. I just glimpsed a little bit of it because I know what they're gonna flash back to. I don't need to keep seeing that every time a big move is about to happen. You know, yeah, I know it's a whole anime thing. I know it's a whole shonen thing. I know, but it's too much. It's too much in Shippuden.
It's very annoying to go back and watch shonen where they do that. But the reason they do it is because when it's airing weekly, it's typically been like, a couple years since you've seen that part. So they're like, we'll just show the casual viewers this again.
Right. I understand after a certain amount of breaks, but it's all throughout Shippuden. Well, I would say towards the middle and late half of Shippuden, it's really bad. Like in the which I don't care. You can put as much filler as you want. I'll just skip it. But like the mixed canon filler episodes where you have to like where it's them, where it's like 2 episodes of like actual shit and then like another episode of like Naruto and Sasuke fighting at the fucking thing again. Yeah, dude, I've seen it. Please. But I enjoyed it for what it was. Which we're not going to get into this whole end of the whatever show. I wanted to save that for after because I'm actually at episode 478. Very briefly, we're going to go right back to the Guy and Madara fight, but Sasuke and Naruto just clashed for like the final time, and then they're both missing their arm and they're like bleeding out, and Sasuke's like dude, one of the comments at the end of the video the top comment on this anime site that I'm watching it on is like, damn, Sasuke's kind of homo for Naruto, bro. Like during all the reminiscing and Sasuke like turning, he's like, damn, bro, he's getting a little close, bro. And the episode before, whenever he was like really bitching, he's like, I'm gonna destroy the 5 Kage. I'm gonna fuck them up all. I'm gonna kill them in their tree where they're in right now. And then the top comment on that episode was even better. He's like, dude, Sasuke just needs to fuck somebody. Just get laid, bro. Dude, Sakura's been fiending, bro. Just do it one time and you'll be relaxed. You won't want to destroy the Leaf Village. You won't want to destroy the 5 Kage.
Sasuke's got that same problem that a lot of insults has. He's just never experienced that post-nut clarity. So it's just all chaos.
It's all chaos. Dude, maybe that's what Madara needed to do. He just needed to fuck. Did they show Madara or Sasuke in any relationship at all? Was Madara close with anybody?
Madara being with anybody, but considering he was like the founder of the Uchiha, I assume he had to have, had some kids at some point, right?
I don't know, dude. They just need to fucking nut, bro. Dude, it would be a much different show. Dude, what if Sasuke's just like, all right, and then him and Sakura just go do their thing, and then he's like, you know what, Naruto? We don't even have to do this final fight. I know what you mean now, bro. It's all good. Let's join hands and let's save the whole village. Post nut.
Yeah, they should have just. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna go that route.
I know what you're about to say, but let's save that for next episode because I'm going to agree with you. So the guy versus Madara. So when's the last time you seen that?
Since it aired. Well, I've
Re-
seen
the-
like clips of it, but I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen like it. I haven't seen the fight in its entirety since it aired. This section in particular, I don't think I've seen in a while either. Like
Okay.
typically, I always just watch right as he goes and opens the last gate, and then kicks Madara around for a little bit.
Dude, he
Not the last gate, but starts opening the gates and starts.
yeah,
kicking
dude, he
Madara around.
slaps him around like a bitch.
Yeah.
Dude,
So, I
he
haven't
goes
seen
to
this-
block him for the first time, and you see Madara like withstanding the power. Madara's like, "Fuck!" Oh,
Dude, there's one line that I remember. Madara says to Guy at some point where he's like, Madara, I recognize you as strong," or something
yes,
like
that was right before I think the line that you have on like paused right now. It's right
Okay.
next to it. I, Madara, acknowledge you as the strongest warrior, or some shit.
Can you just dance? Okay, I gotta pause. So we ready?
Dude,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. Dude, and that fucking kick.
Victory.
Nice. Let's keep on dancing.
Uh-oh. He's grabbing the ground.
Dude, whenever he I was yelling, bro. I was yelling. I was like, wow.
What's going on? I've never seen this.
I hope that they'll get along okay.
Dude, it's fucking great,
Are we
man.
skipping through the little black?
Yeah, dude, that,
Flashback?
yeah.
Where's
Trying
it?
to get into the ninja. He will?
that's what I was asking the entire fucking time I was watching.
Hey, you.
Where does it end?
My guy.
Exactly as you predicted.
Strongest anyone around.
Looks insane, dude.
Yeah, because right before that, his mask is already chipped at that
Oh, he
point.
just said it. I, Madara, declare you as the strongest. I can just see Mike fucking charging at him, dude.
Dude, whenever he grabs that ground, that effect
Oh, got
that
a nice
has.
little like rock track going on in the background.
Yeah, that's hype too. That's why I was so fucking hype.
Good. I forgot how brutal he looked after he was like
Dude,
wiped out.
dude, it was dark, bro.
I almost died, you bastard. Damn, bro.
Yeah, dude, that's all I wanted to show you. I wish we could do it more in depth, but dude,
That scene is fantastic. The whole fight is just one of, like, I think I've said this and I'll say it again. This is one of the best fights in Naruto. Just hands
I
down.
agree. Okay, and I really want to say this. I don't want to get on a tangent because this will be for another episode.
Okay. I'll try my best not to.
Okay, fuck. I need to line something up right after so I can change the subject. Okay. We're gonna go straight to your You need to give me some information on some Valheim or whatever that game is, because I'm interested and I think I'm ready now. So, okay, dude, the show should have ended right. Nobody should have possessed Madara. It should have ended with Madara. That's it.
I 100% agree.
Like
We could get
everything,
into the ending, but I 100% agree.
everything else after that, dude. I don't like. I was okay. Look, whenever I saw that happen, I was like, oh, like I did that. I'm like, no. It's like another. It's like another like which I'm not saying this was bad. Another like Cell situation where like everybody, it's like the last Gohan Super Saiyan 2 Father Kamehameha wave. It's like the end of the fucking show, and then he fucking blows up. He bloats up again or whatever, and then there's just more forms and more forms. So I think it should have just ended at Madara. Nobody should have taken control of him.
We'll get into that
Yeah.
whenever we go over your final opinions on the show once you finish seeing it all.
Right.
But
I see a bunch of wedding shit. Like towards the end. Come on, bro.
I'm not saying shit, bro.
I'm gonna watch it, but it's just. I love it. I love the show. I really do.
Yeah.
But, okay. Valheim.
Valheim.
So I downloaded it probably like a week ago, and then I didn't really get into it that much. I want to like learn about it a little bit more, and then really like delve in and start streaming and start like building a base or whatever. So is it like, it's like you mine for stuff, you can get wood and like build bases and shit? But I heard it's like only an 853 megabyte game or something. It's like under a gig?
I don't know how big it is. And
I remember somebody saying it was around 800 megs, and they're like, what the fuck? So maybe that was before the first one.
I'm not sure, but the game is essentially, you can think of it like if Minecraft was made for adults, I guess, and like a Viking universe. It's got like, so another thing I'll say is that it feels very different when you're playing multiplayer versus when you're playing solo. Solo, it feels a lot like a really open world RPG with like, you can basically do whatever you want, but it has like the skills like you would expect from an RPG, but it doesn't really have like any skill trees. It's just like you can train your skills over time. So I guess kind of like RuneScape in that sense.
Yeah, that's another comparison I've seen.
But essentially the gist of the game is there are these like 4 bosses that you have to go beat, and essentially you're scrounging up resources from the world in an effort to beat them. And I can tell you, I have beaten the first 2 bosses. The first one's, for all intents and purposes, feels like a tutorial boss. The second one increases the difficulty a pretty good amount, and then I haven't gotten to the third one yet, but I've heard my friends talking about it, and apparently it's like pretty hard. So I don't know.
Good.
I haven't gotten there yet, but supposedly it's really hard.
Good.
But so the other thing with it is it's an early access game, so there's obviously some bugs that's still in development, yada yada. Like for example, when I beat so I have a single player world and a multiplayer server that I run. Which, by the way, you're free to join. I'll give you the information after this.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So we have this multiplayer world, and we were doing the second boss on this multiplayer world together. And I died like right before we killed him, and for some reason, my tombstone just disappeared, which is a bug in the game.
Oh.
And what made it like?
Is that like a bed in Minecraft? Like a respawn point?
Your respawn points are beds like in Minecraft, but the tombstones are essentially all of your stuff drops whenever you die, and it's like contained in that tombstone.
Oh,
and the tombstone is not supposed to despawn, and it's also not supposed to be able to be destroyed. But mine just disappeared, and I had like all of my gear on me, which you haven't played the game yet. But once you start getting into the bronze stuff, and I'm sure the other stuff takes like even longer, but once you start getting into the bronze stuff, it takes a while to get all that bronze because.
I heard it's a grind.
I don't want to spoil too much for you, but
like I'm going to play it.
There are ways you can speed it up that work for other items, but not for certain metals.
I see that there's like a lot of like you can just insert console commands. That's what I've seen people do, but I'm not gonna do that. It's just it defeats the point of buying the game. If you're just gonna spawn everything, you know.
It's really fun. I mean. It's not like super polished or anything, but what they have there is a playable game that has a lot of content already.
Yeah, and it's early access, so
game. Yeah, it's pretty polished so far. For what you would expect from an early access game. Let me clarify that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it feels a lot like a mix of a bunch of different good games that kind of takes the best parts of those games and makes its own thing and makes it better. Like the atmosphere in the game is just hard to. I haven't played any games recently that like compared to its atmosphere. Like you'll be sitting there working on your house, and all of a sudden you'll start hear some like growling or something, and then you'll turn around and there'll be like this troll that is just like 5 times the size of you coming at you, just smacking shit, and you're just having to run for your life. I mean,
so for it to like be unique to you, that's pretty fucking unique. Because I would imagine you've played your fair share, way more than mine. And for you to like say that the sounds are like different and shit, that's really saying something.
Yeah, it's. I think they did a good job with the atmosphere. If nothing else, they nailed the atmosphere for like what feels like in the solo world anyway. It feels like you're just like this one Viking sent on this quest to do this thing, and it's hard. It takes a while. It's also the map is just huge.
Dude, I've seen that
it's
too.
So insane, but
there's been a bunch of people who have like shown their little discovery maps, and then they're like, "I thought that I discovered a fuck ton,"
right.
and then they zoom out, and it's just like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, dude. And the game actually has a pretty decent amount of depth to it for what it is.
Yeah.
So it keeps you interested for sure. It's not one of those things where you're just like walking around smacking trees and shit mindlessly. You know, it requires some thought and some planning, and overall, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I'll definitely hop on that.
Yeah,
but
the upgrades also just feel really satisfying when you get to them. Like when you're finally
that's all you have to say.
A better tool or a better weapon, some better armor. It just feels good.
That's all you have to say, dude. That's what I thrive for in like RPGs. It's like how good the upgrade system is. Like I love shit like that.
They're not like a
It originated in Skyrim.
Like upgrading like one piece of armor at the end game for forever, I guess. Although I haven't gotten to the end, so I don't know what the end game's like.
Right.
But you're making new stuff, and it feels good to make new stuff, and then you can upgrade that stuff, and it feels good to upgrade. Like the progression feels very meticulously planned out, I guess is how I'll phrase it. It feels like the developers or the designers put a lot of thought into the experience that you'd be going through as you progress through the game and got newer and better gear. And the way that they do that is through the bosses, essentially. The bosses are kind of like your gatekeepers for newer content. So it makes you fight the bosses. It makes you confront that enemy. So.
You need a team like that on any video game, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm
a dedicated team like that. But
I'm pretty impressed so far.
I had another question, but we're running out of time. It wasn't really a question, but okay. I'm gonna leave everybody with this thought. Speaking of the guy versus Madara fight, imagine a clan of a whole bunch of people that could open the 8 gates. Imagine if there was just a clan of like Guy and Rock Lee's just running around, just like the Uchiha and the Uzumaki and the whatever.
I feel like that would be really strong, but like, would they just be some kind of kamikaze warriors where they would go open the 8th gate, destroy a city, and then just die? Like,
yeah, dude, what if what if he gets like wait, that wouldn't make any sense. They couldn't have like a Sharingan or like a Rinnegan implanted in their eyes because they can't do chakra, right? So that wouldn't work.
That's actually interesting because Madara mentioned Might Guy's chakra in that last scene, which I know Lee, I think, had his like chakra fucked up or something. I don't know. It's hard to remember at this point. Like back in Naruto, whenever Tsunade was trying to like heal him, or was that Shippuden? I can't remember. I think.
Are you talking about whenever he got when he got most of his shit blocked? Oh no! I'm thinking of a different fight. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
It was at some point in the show. There was like a question as to whether or not Rock Lee could ever, continue to fight. I think somebody picked up his chakra points.
A whole bunch of shit was broken too.
Yeah, I think was that a fight with Gaara that did that, or was that something else?
Fuck, I don't know. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah.
So he came back.
And just saved his ass. But
yeah. But shit, hold on. I got all my batteries charged.
Those are 2 great characters though, and I would 100% watch a spinoff show where they made a clan together.
Dude, oh my god, that would be amazing.
The village hidden among the fist.
That's what they need to fucking name it, man. The village hidden in the fist. And dude, it's just a bunch of people with no powers, no nothing. It's just pure fucking fist to the ass.
Pure taijutsu. They're all like martial masters, just like training all day, just like punching trees. They don't even use like tools. They just punch trees down to build their village.
Yeah, and dude, what if they can get to the point where they can sustain the 8th gate for like however long? They can't. Well, I mean,
really
it's a shonen, so something else is gonna be more powerful always.
Right,
yeah, but
they have to find a way to make it so where the 8th gate doesn't kill them. I think would
dude, he was fucking disintegrating at the end of that attack. Dude, his feet were just like. I'm like, God, no. So I haven't seen Guy since then. The last time I saw him, okay, we're gonna end it on this before FL fucks up. We have like a minute left. So the last time I saw Guy, he was in that position. His right foot or his left foot disintegrated, and then we didn't see him until the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and then after that, now they're gonna go. They haven't taken people down yet. Naruto and Sasuke are still like bleeding the fuck out, and then Sasuke is loving on Naruto right now. So I'm waiting for that to end and see what the fuck happens. Maybe he'll change his mind and do a whole fucking Orochimaru type thing again. Who knows? It's Sasuke. Just get you some pussy, bruh. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's all anybody needs. Some pussy or whatever. Pussy or some titties. Or beat your meat and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And with that message, and hopefully with the end of this FL, we can sleep peacefully tonight with a new Weebing with episode. Weebing with Wes episode 16. A Weebing. Yes. Okay, and see you later. And remember to like, subscribe, and do all that shit up there, down there, to the right, to the left, whatever. Later, lads.
People drift away, I can call it capping. All my fault, sitting here, sipping malls in the rear. I wish I would've never caught my friends that fucked me over in my brain. Made a thought, give me brain and hope you make me come like a talk. Scrolling through the gram and hating all the boss. Fame is something that you bought. Almost got into a feud with Aladdin fought over something stupid. I don't think I'm Cupid, but I help more people than myself. I need to buy some tulips. I don't know, something newish. Maybe date a girl that's newish. Maybe move to Newark.